Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a review and showing you some swatches of the new Huda Beauty 3D highlighter palettes, which were recently released on Huda's website, as well as Cult Beauty based in the UK, who are an official Huda Beauty stockist. So I picked up both of them and they come in the shade Pink Sands and Golden Sands. First off, look at the packaging. Oh my god, I love Huda's packaging. Even her eyeshadow palettes, her lipstick, her packaging is so unique and so creative. It's not over the top, it's not flash, it's not brash, it's not bright, it's not colourful. It's just very unique, and she's always put a lot of thought into it. I love the way that she's got the highlighter on, for example, and on this palette, on the lids, the lips and the cheeks, and you can see it when you move the actual box around. And the same is with this Golden Sands one. It's on the lid, on her cupid's bow, on her cheeks. It's amazing. This one is Golden Sands. I'm just going to move it around so you guys can really see the effect that she's got on the actual palette. And then this one is Pink Sands. So cool. She definitely has a really creative eye when it comes to things like this, and is very different. I've never actually got rid of any of my Huda Beauty packaging purely because I love it so much. So these both retail in at $40, which to some people may consider it to be quite pricey. But then if you think about Anastasia Beverly Hills, hers are $40. So, you know, so you have to think about it like that. So these are three-dimensional highlighter palette of melted cream and powder, a luxury blend of light reflecting pearls, buildable glow, effortless blendability, and that is how they are both described. There is an 18-month expiry date on this, and in terms of the weight, how much is in each, I can't actually see. It just has the ingredients and a bunch of stuff written in various different languages. So let me show you the inside of them both. They have both been used, so they're both really dirty. So this one is Pink Sands, and what it comes with is one cream highlighter and then 3 powder highlighters. And then this one is Golden Sands, exactly the same, one cream highlighter and 3 powder highlighters. And I have used all of these since I bought them. And for those of you that would have follow me on Snapchat, obviously you already know this, guys. Follow me on Snapchat. I always show my latest makeup as I've got it in the post that day. You get to see swatches, my makeup, that sort of thing, and random other stuff. So let's first go into what my actual thoughts are of this palette. So I have watched Huda's video on it, her description of how to use it. I always like to be able to try to figure out my own way of using things, but it's always interesting to see the way that something has been marketed, how they suggest that you use it, and then you can always kind of adapt it to your own face, your own needs, that sort of thing. Now, there is some writing on here, and there are 4 steps, and Huda has shown this in her video as well. Step 1 is prep, step 2 is set, step 3 is sculpt, step 4 is flush. Ignore all of this if you don't want to look weird. And I'm going to explain why in a minute. So the way that it states that you're supposed to use both these palettes. Number 1, prep. Apply Capri as a base to smooth skin and boost light reflecting pigments. So that would be this bronzy golden shade here, and it is a cream highlighter. She calls it melted strobe, and it's got shea butter and that sort of thing, and it's a cream highlighter. Huda does love her marketing terms, her creative terms, but in layman's and simple terms, her melted strobe is just another word for cream highlighter. So apparently you're supposed to apply this first, then dab Santorini from cheek to temple to set and bring out that pop. So first you're meant to put this on, then you're meant to put that over the top. Then sculpt. It says apply Azores under cheekbones to add dimension and shape. So this very gold looking highlighter here, apparently you're meant to place it underneath your cheekbones to sculpt, almost like a contour if that's the way that you want to think about it, but that's how it's kind of described. And then number 4, flush. Sweep Ibiza on the apples of your cheeks for a healthy glow. So here, why do I say no and ignore this? I did this, and those of you on Snapchat will remember, I looked like a hot mess. I looked shiny, I looked ashy. You could see all my pores had been accentuated. You could see It created pores where there weren't even pores. I have textured skin as it is, but I just looked absolutely dreadful. I had to save my face, wipe half of it off and start all over again to do it the way that I would normally use any kind of highlighter, whether it's cream or powder. Now, I'm not sure why she's done this. If you do watch her video, I would have to say that because of the harsh amount of lighting she's got on her, you can't even see a lot of what she's technically doing. You can see her highlight, but even with me, with two soft boxes and a ring light, I look lovely and smooth and glowy. In reality, it's not like that. And let's be honest, as much as you guys watch these videos, it's about what will look right on your face when you are out and about. Because we don't all have ring lights and soft boxes following us around every day, I wish. So I did exactly what she said. First I applied Capri, and I have to say that these cream highlighters are definitely some of the best that I've come across. They are very, very soft, and they're very, very easy to blend, and it really gives a beautiful subtle glow. It's very soft and gorgeous. So to apply that initially as a highlight, yes, you can do that. Then I applied Santorini on top. Immediately I was like, you look ashy. And this was from the Pink Sands palette. Now, I do have to straight off say, Pink Sands is definitely for girls who have got fair to medium skin, and Golden Sands will work on fair, medium and dark skin. If you are like me, definitely, and if you're like me and you can only afford to buy one because they are quite pricey, definitely go with Golden Sands over Pink Sands. And if you are quite fair, I would still kind of suggest Golden Sands, just because those are the more wearable colours. This one's quite an icy, whitey sort of colour, so you can imagine I looked ashy and I looked grey. Then I took this golden highlighter and actually said to apply it under the cheekbones. I looked horrible. You do not apply something which is a highlighter, which the light bounces off of, to the areas of your face where you would normally apply a matte contour. Why do we apply contours as a matte and not something shimmery? Because you're there to create shadows and dimension to your face, and highlighting does the complete opposite. The light bounces off of it and you are actually drawing people's eyes to that area of your face. For example, my highlight here, my highlight on my nose, for those of you that don't like it, I don't care, and the Cupid's bow. These are the areas that you're trying to draw attention to. And I've got contouring on with a matte contour because I am trying to define my face. Using a highlighter in that area does the complete opposite. It looks chalky, it just looked out of place. Finally, Ibiza, the blush shade, which is step 4. Apply to the apples of your cheeks for a healthy glow. Can you imagine me, especially somebody like me who's got textured skin, and the majority of my open pores and texture are on the apples of my cheeks? All it did was accentuate them so much that I looked like I had absolutely terrible skin. Now, I know I don't have the most perfect skin in the world, but I do know how to make my skin look good and work with what I have. All I did was basically make myself look... I looked like an orange. My skin looked like a ripened orange. It looked like the surface of the moon. Do I want to look like that? No. Does anybody want to look like that? No. Apply a highlighter to the apples of your cheeks. Be prepared. And I know that I'm not the only one who's like this. Only the people who've got perfect skin won't really understand. But for most people out there, most women, their texture and their pores are situated in this area. If you're using a highlighter here, all you're doing is accentuating it. So can you imagine I had all 4 of these all over my face? Basically, I had highlighter everywhere. I looked horrible. So I don't know why she's done this. I think that because Huda does like her whole kind of gimmicky stuff, she likes to try and be different. But in that respect, giving these 4 steps I don't think has personally worked. However, all of that aside, do I like these highlighter palettes? I actually really do. I actually think they're really good. If you ignore all of that marketing gumph and trying to be different sort of thing, and just use them as they're supposed to be used to illuminate the high points of your face. You're not trying to illuminate a contour, you're trying to illuminate your cheekbones. I have used today on my face, I'm using Ibiza and Azores, and I have layered them both on my cheekbones and they look absolutely stunning. I have used all of these on just my cheekbones, my nose and my Cupid's bow, maybe a little bit around here depending on what my mood is that day, and they will look absolutely gorgeous. So if you use these as a highlighter is supposed to be used, you will not be disappointed. And the same goes for the Golden Sands palette as well. So It's just up to you which one you want to use, but please listen to me and use it the way that I am telling you to use it. So this first palette, the Pink Sands edition, the names have been named after some of Huda's favourite European islands: Capri, Santorini, Azores and Ibiza. I've not been to any of them. So the Melted Strobe Cream Highlighter is called Capri, and it's a very pale golden pink. And the rest of the powder highlighters are pressed pearl highlighters, which are very shimmery and made to reflect the light in a 3D kind of way, which is why they're called 3D highlighters. So this one is called Santorini, and it's a beautiful white gold shade. This one is called Azores, and this one is a pale softly spun gold. And this one is called Ibiza. And this one is like a corally pink shade with a bit of gold thrown in. So there you have it for the Pink Sands Edition 3D highlighter palette. Definitely better suited to more fair to medium skin tones. And when I even say medium, I'd say more on the fairer side of medium. So this is Golden Sands palette. And this first one, the Poured Melted Strobe, is in the shade Fiji. And this one is a very soft golden shade. This shade is called Seashells. This one is a beautiful warm golden shade. I love this shade. This is probably my favourite shade out of all of them. This shade is called Tahiti. It's a beautiful bronze shade. And this one is called Zanzibar. And this one is like a coral pink, but definitely leaning more towards coral with golden undertones to it. So that's it for the Golden Sands palette. As you can see, it's definitely more suited towards medium to dark skin tones. I do have a feeling that this may work better or more on darker skin tones than medium ones. I do find that one is geared more towards quite fair and the other one is geared more towards quite dark. And it is a little bit strange that medium skin tones are normally the ones which are the easiest to suit most makeup because we kind of sit right in the middle. Well, it's a bit strange to not normally find one which is just for medium skin tones. I suppose that's good in a way and bad in a way. It depends how you see it, because there will be certain shades in each that somebody can't use. For example, the whiter one in the other one, I will sometimes use it. I'll probably mix it with other shades, but I won't use all of them. And with this one, I'm not too sure actually. I have kind of used all of them, so I do like them. So yeah. So what else can I say? I definitely would say that the quality of the powders is very soft and very finely milled. They're not glittery, they're not gritty, they're so soft and easy to apply to the skin that they apply beautifully like a dream. They are not like Makeup Geek highlighters, they are not like Dose of Colours highlighters, they're not like Jeffree Star, they're not like Anastasia Beverly Hills. I haven't actually come across, and I've got loads of highlighters. I would probably say that these may be more towards like Lime Crimes highlighters-ish. And even then, I would say maybe not so much. I would definitely say that this is a very unique formula, unique to Huda, which is not a surprise because she puts in a lot of hard work when it comes to creating her products. They're very easy to pick up on a brush. I love the fact that they don't actually kick up a lot of dust like so many do. I know that this is dirty, but then I have used it quite a lot. But then I also find that because it doesn't kick up so much powder, you don't waste so much. So you're not going to be wasteful when it comes to something like this. It will last you a really long time. The packaging itself is standard cardboard, but it's quite sturdy. It's very similar to what she used for her eyeshadow palette as well. I just don't think that this is necessary. I don't really think you need to guide people in how to use something. You need to let them kind of figure it out for themselves. At the end of the day, it's a highlighting palette. People know what a highlighting palette is and they kind of know what to do with it. If you instruct them in the wrong kind of way, they're going to use it and they're not going to like it and they're going to put it down. It reminds me a lot of the eyeshadow palette. When she said that you have to apply it with your finger, loads of people hated the palette and loads of people returned it, and I was actually quite surprised because quite a few of you guys told me you did as well. And it's still one of my all-time favourite eyeshadow palettes of 2016, and I still get a lot of use out of it. And I even said to a lot of my Snapchat followers, I was like, you just need to use the right kind of brush, use your finger and pack it on and find a way that works for you. And that is exactly the same for this as well. Because she's told people to use this kind of shade to contour, they will do that and they will hate it and they will never use it again. So I do think that it's wise sometimes not to instruct people too much. You overly tell them what to do the way that you like to do it. Doesn't mean that they will necessarily like it as well. So That's just my little 2 cents in there. So other than that, it's an excellent product. Both of them are absolutely stunning. And as I said, I got mine from Huda Beauty. They cost £40. I think on her website they're $45. So they'll be around that kind of price point. So that's it for my review of the Huda Beauty 3D highlighter palettes. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I know you guys will ask, I'm wearing Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Lilac Liquid Lipstick with Metallic Rose Liquid Lip Gloss on top. And that's it. So yeah, so I hope you guys are great and fabulous, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!